So what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to do a quick product review for my CBI Offroad ditch brackets that I also purchased with the Rigid Duallys from CBIOffroad.com. I will put a link in the description down below. If you haven't heard of CBI Offroad, they're a great little company. They got tons of cool bumpers, front, rear, swing out tire carriers, and little things like these ditch brackets, antenna brackets, etc. So if you hadn't checked them out before, I definitely encourage you to go do that. Great company from my experience. So as you can see, here are the ditch brackets. For those of you who don't know, they're easy to install mounting points for front-mounted off-road lights. They just go on either side of the windshield wipers, as you can see. I've got my Rigid Duallys mounted up here. So I will just sort of do a quick product review for both of these products, because I did purchase them together. And when you do this through CBI Offroad, you get a nice discount also. These Rigids actually were $20 cheaper through CBI Offroad than they were through the Rigid website, and several other websites. They had them about $199, and I got these on CBI for $179, so that's definitely good. So the total price for both of these, for my Rigid Duallys and the ditch lights brackets, I want to say I paid about $220. It's been about a year and a half or so since I purchased these, so I can't remember exactly. But the ditch brackets are usually $60, and the Rigid Duallys are $179.99. But I did get them on sale. I think they were running something through Tacoma World. I can't remember. Like I said, it's been a year and a half or so. If you don't want to go with the Rigid Duallys, there's several other lights to go with. You can choose from CBI Offroad. Definitely buy Rigid. They have the D2s, which are much brighter, but they're also, I think, $330 for a pair of those. So in my experience, the Rigid Duallys are plenty of light, and you can't beat it for the price. So if Rigid's not your thing, they have stuff by KC, and I want to say Baja Designs, and maybe Cali Raised. I can't be certain, but as you can tell, there's plenty of different lights to choose from that will all easily mount. You can see they just screw in the ditch light bracket. It has a little hole for the screw, simple install, get it wired up to your switch, and you're good to go. So the actual ditch brackets are nice textured black painted. Like I said, $60, simple install. Let me pop the hood real quick so you can see how they go. Okay, so I've got my hood popped. Mind the dirt and stuff in here, I gotta clean it out. The actual ditch bracket, if you can see, comes down in here, and it's this piece, sort of like a L-shaped, that goes in, and it actually tucks under this plastic piece that goes around your windshield wipers. So when you install these, it's pretty simple, but the most difficult part, after you take this whole plastic piece off, which just a few screws and those push pins comes right off as one whole piece, the most difficult part of the install is actually cutting. It's kind of hard to see because everything's black on here, but the factory plastic piece here, you do have to trim it because it comes out all the way over here. You do have to trim this part so the ditch bracket sits under it. I'm not sure if you can see through the grid right here, but it attaches right under there. But trimming, that's the most difficult piece. You sort of have to, eyeball it, trim it. It's really hard to mark because of all the angles, and see if it fits. And then I had to go back several times and just make little micro adjustments till it fit perfectly. Because if you do not reinstall this piece correctly at higher speeds, it'll sort of vibrate around. And as you know, being a Tacoma owner, you don't need to give your vehicle any other excuse to rattle. So definitely make sure you take the time during install to make sure this is cut correctly so it sits flush on the ditch bracket and it's not going to bounce around. Other than that, it's a simple install. Then obviously you have to get the lights wired up. I actually have mine coming in to a switch right here. Hopefully you can see that. Couple more quick bullet points for the Duallys I went with. Like I said, there's other choices you can select. I went with the Duallys. Each one of these puts out 1,568 lumens, which is incredibly bright. And one of the things I like about this, not specific to the dualies, but the way these are mounted, if you loosen this bolt, you can twist these to the side so you can actually get more, peripheral, peripheral lighting if you're going off-road at night, obviously. I'm thinking about just getting, maybe check out Home Depot or Lowe's and get some kind of rubber or plastic washer to put on either side of this bolt, so I can just rotate them as I will, so I wouldn't have to even loosen that nut. But right now I just have them pointed straight forward. As you can see, I will turn them on now and show you what they look like during the day, and then I'll come back out at night so you can see the full effect, obviously. So here's what they look like during the day. I'm sure the camera is not doing it justice, but I'm trying to get a direct head on so you can see how bright they are for both of them. And I'll back up about 50 feet so you can see. You could definitely use these as daytime running lights, etc. So they look pretty cool. One thing I will say, let me get closer real quick. When you have them pointed straight ahead like I do, and you're using them at night, it does cast a little light off the hood just because they're so low, obviously, but most of the light is still going out straight forward. But it's not a big issue, but if your hood's dirty, it'll definitely magnify all that. So I will come back and do a quick view, a quick clip of what the lights look like at night, and that is it. Okay guys, here it's nighttime and here's the lights on. Again, you probably can't tell, camera's not doing it justice, but they are plenty bright, as you can see. I'll do a quick shot from inside the truck so you can see the light they throw out. These are the flood dualies, by the way, and you can see what I was talking about earlier where it hits the hood. So I'll show you from the inside real quick. One last thing I forgot to mention. I live in Northern Virginia, and some of our state yearly safety inspection places are a little more strict than other places. So I did have to purchase these Rigid Industries caps to go over these, since these are technically off-road lights. So you can just pop these on. You can see they slide right on like that when you go in for your safety inspection, and they pop right back off. Nice and easy. I think they were maybe $10 from the Rigid Industries website. I got black. They come in, white, red, blue, pretty much any color you want. So depending on your state, that might be something you have to look into just so you can pass your safety inspection. But like I said, Virginia, a little more paranoid than other states, so something to consider.